Morning, class 7. So today I'm going to start your chapter number 6, which is physical and chemical changes. This chapter you have studied in class 6 also, and it is almost same, means most of the topics are same in this chapter. First of all, let us see what are the changes which you see around you, like flowering of the plant is there, melting of ice is there, drying of clothes, burning of fuel, cooking of food, formation of curd. So these are some of the examples or some of the changes which you see around you. Either your growth is also a kind of change, the seasonal changes are also a kind of change. So basically all these changes which are occurring in your nature, and that is due to some change in the shape, size, color of the substance. That is the reason why we see that some few things have changed. So basically changes are of many means. In class 6 you have studied reversible, irreversible changes, fast, slow changes, and desirable, undesirable changes. In that you have also studied about physical and chemical changes. This I have told you that physical changes are the changes which occur in the physical properties. Physical properties are like state, smell, and color, and what you say, size. Okay, so these are some of the physical characteristics of a substance. So if any change occurs in these things, then that change is known as physical change, and these are mostly reversible in nature. Why? Because physical changes, no new substance is formed. That is why you, if you want, you can change it, reverse it into the original form. So example of these physical changes are like interconversion of states of water, ice to water to steam. These all are the different forms of the water which are interconvertible. This can be converted into different forms. Other than that, dissolving solid in a liquid like salt can be dissolved in a liquid, and it can again be brought back by the process of evaporation. So it is reversible. Grinding of substances like pulses can be ground to find a paste, and these paste are same in the property as the pulse. Drying of wet cloths. Wet cloths can be dried with the help of sunlight or any heat, and this is also a physical change. Tearing of sheet of paper. If you are tearing a paper sheet into so many pieces, it is again a physical change because no new substance is formed. Melting of butter in a dish. Butter can be melted in a dish, and if you freeze it, it will again become the solid. Boiling, evaporation, and condensation. These are three processes which are again the physical changes. In boiling means, if you are boiling any substance, then it will convert into vapor. If you condense it, if you cool it down, then these vapors will come again into form of liquid. So these are the things which are the physical changes. Hammering of metals into form a sheet. A thin sheet can be made by hammering, means to hammer it, and it will form a thin sheet like aluminum sheet, gold sheet. So it is also a physical change. Rubbing of alcohol. If you rub alcohol or spirit in your hand, after some time it evaporates. This is also a kind of physical change because no new substance is formed. So if we see what are the properties of physical changes. So physical changes, all the physical changes are temporary. If you remove the cause of the change, then again that will be converted into original form. These changes are reversible. Mostly these are reversible. You can bring it back to their original form. No new substance is formed. In this, I have already told you that no new product is formed, and in this process some heat may be given or absorbed. Some means, if you are burning in, if you are if you are rubbing your hand, or rubbing two stones, then at that time that stone will become little heated up, and after some time it will become cool down. So means in this process heat is even given out or it is being absorbed. So like if ice is formed, so heat is being absorbed, or no alternation in the mass takes place. Basically, the mass or the matter which is present in a substance, it remains same. If you have started with 100 ml of water, it will remain 100 ml only. It is not going to change at all. So um, so you can say that the mass of the substances remains same. Chemical changes, if you see, the chemical changes occur in the internal structure of the any substance, and these changes are permanent and irreversible. You cannot bring them back, because in these changes some new substances are formed. Like examples are charring of sugar. If you are means continuously, if you are heating sugar in a china dish, you have put some sugar on it, and burner is burning here, and it is like after some time it will become into a blackish form, blackish charcoal form. This charcoal cannot be converted into sugar again, so it is a kind of a chemical change. Burning of paper, if you burn a paper, then it becomes ashes. You cannot bring it back to the paper form. Rusting of iron, rusting on iron. Rust is the kind of zung which occurs on the reddish colored oxide which occurs on the iron substances. So it is also a chemical change, because in this process iron oxide is formed. Iron oxide is known as rust. So this is again a change which cannot be reversed. So it is a chemical change. Leaves into autumn. In autumn season, you see that the leaves of the plants, these fall off after some time, and these become means brownish, and then they fall off. And sometimes you also see that in the autumn season the leaves change their color to yellowish or brownish form, and after some time, that is due to the absence of some chemicals. Then after some time, again the leaves becomes green due to the presence of the chemicals which are formed inside the plant. So it is again a kind of a chemical change. Cooking of food, in when you cook a food, it totally changes from its original form, so it is a kind of a chemical change. Fermentation is basically in which the fruit juices are, like if these are kept in open, these turn into the vinegar or into the alcohol. So it is a kind of a chemical change. Then comes digestion of food. You when you take in the food, your food is in a solid form, and slowly when it is digested, it is converted into many chemicals or the simple form. So it is a kind of a chemical change. Making mortar. The mortar is basically is a means when you see that cement and sand and water, these things are kept in a machine, and after some time they when you keep it in a dry place, then it becomes hard. You cannot make it back to the means you cannot separate all these things, the cement and sand and water. So it is a kind of a chemical change. So if you see the properties of chemical changes, all chemical changes are permanent changes. These are irreversible in nature. These cannot be changed into the original form, and always a new substance is formed. If you see, then these in these changes also either the heat or energy is absorbed or it is evolved. And in these changes there is a change in the weight of the substance. Means maybe if you are going to burn a wood, that wood can be of 250 grams, and when it becomes ash, it will be only 50 grams. So means that there is a change in the mass or the weight of the substance. So like this you can easily know what are the differences between the chemical and physical changes. Rusting of iron. What is rusting of iron? Basically, when you keep iron substances or the metal substances in open air, then due to the presence of air, these substances get converted into iron oxide. Like here it is, iron is present here. You can see, if iron gets mixed with the water and oxygen present in the air, iron, water, and oxygen, these things, if these combine, these form a substance which is known as iron oxide. Its formula is Fe2O3 dot N dot NH2O. It is the formula of rust or iron oxide. So if somebody asks you what are the conditions required for the rusting, so moisture should be there, acid should be there, salt should be there, and impurity. If moisture is present, then the process of rusting will increase. If acid is present, it will again increase the process of rusting. If salt is present, it will again increase the process of rusting. But if impurities are present, then it is going to decrease the process of rusting, because the pure iron is pure iron is rust slower than the impure iron, because if impurities are present, then the rusting process becomes more and more faster. Method of preventing the rusting. So rusting can be prevented by some of the methods, like coating, painting, applying layer of grease, galvanization. Coating. Iron surface can be coated by some oils. Okay, if the oil is present, then oxygen will not reach inside the iron, and it will not rust. You can paint it also. If it is painted, then at that time again this surface will be covered, and oxygen will not reach, moisture will not reach, and in that condition also rusting will not take place. These are two simple processes. Other than that, applying the grease, you have seen that in your bicycles or in the vehicles, grease is applied in the like handles and in the chain area, because by applying the grease, the surface becomes smooth, and on that surface no oxygen, no moisture can stay, and in that case rusting process will not occur. Galvanization is the process of forming a layer on a substance. This layer is of some non-reactive metals, some non-reactive metals. Okay, some means iron is highly reactive metal. Other than that, if you see, zinc is there, in which with this is a kind of metal which is not so reactive in the air. That is why it is coated, this iron is coated with the zinc, and in that manner it becomes safe from the rusting process. Now comes the salinity in of sea water. How means, if you see that how water is, means sea water or the ocean water is saline. Saline means it is salty. Why it is salty? This is due to the reason that all the rivers and the all other water bodies, they carry their substances, means the water. Along with that, along with the water, all other minerals also are get collected into the sea. And because you see that sea area are or oceans are present near the rock areas, so once the rock means weather or rocks break, they also get mixed into the water, and rocks are basically the form of minerals. So as the minerals keep on increasing in the water of the ocean, its water becomes salty or saline. And at the same time, due to the evaporation, the salty water goes upside, and again some minerals are going to add up. In this manner, the level of salt remains constant in the water. This water, the sea water or ocean water, can also be used by the industries by the process of desalination. Desalination is the process by which salt can be removed from the water which is present in the sea, and that can be done by that by the process of evaporation. In the same manner by which the salt is obtained, in the same manner the water can be purified to use it in the industries. Then comes the crystallization. Crystallization is basically a kind of the process in which the substance means any substance can be converted into the crystal form. Like so if salt is obtained in the crystal form, so it can also be known called as crystallization. So here one example is given in which copper sulfate crystals are obtained. If you have any query regarding the activities, you can study, and if you are having problem, then you can ask me. Otherwise, I think this chapter is completed, and it has already been discussed in class 6 also. That is why I have not gone into the depth. If you have any problem, you can ask in the class. Thank you, class.